Hello, hello. You're currently listening to Before Sunset Radio at the rooftop of the Boymans Depot. We're streaming live from the rooftop of the Depot of Museum Boymans van Beuningen, and for the weekend, we've transformed this rooftop into a dreamy bar where you can dance and also connect to local artists, each other, and of course, watch the sunset from the beautiful terrace. Each evening is hosted by a different music collective, setting the tone for the night. 2 days ago, we kicked things off with Collective Studio De Zolder, and yesterday we had a night of funk and groove that was curated by the Bound 45 crew. And today we have another iconic local collective, Fugazii, as the music hosts for the night. And they've curated a stellar lineup to wrap up the weekend for us. I'm going to be chatting to head honcho Frankie Sticks in a second, but before that, I'd like to quickly set the scene for those of you that are listening from home, and also those that have never perhaps been to the depot before. So this rooftop is sat atop the world's first publicly accessible art storage facility, where you can not only see artworks, but experience how they're stored, conserved, and restored as well. Since the museum is currently closed, we wanted to open up the institution and this wonderful space to younger people in Rotterdam, and also provide a platform to local arts and culture while we do it. So this is how Before Sunset came to be, and we're very excited to be on day 3 of this wonderful night and evening program. So we have limited capacity, so we're currently streaming live through Operator Radio. You're probably listening from there as well. But yeah, if you would like to send this to any of those at home, you can go to operator-radio.com and click the stream link 2 in order to access this stream. All the DJ sets are also going to be streamed as well. So if you want to have a party by yourself, you don't really feel like going out, then you can very well do that. So on to the program for today. We're doing things a bit differently today. We're starting off, obviously, with Before Sunset Radio, where we are going to have a quick interview. And then we have the Fugazii team taking over for the night. We start off with Max Snoozes, continue on with M Soleil, and then Fort Beige, followed by DJ Blaze. We also have a film program that was curated by Mint 2 happening outside in the terrace. So if you would like to go down there, there is really wonderful local films being screened. We have Bubbling Baby, Dutch Dreams, Phantom Bike, and Solo being shown outside. And then we also have a really cool art installation. It's called The Self at 50 Hertz from Omer van Sold with Studio Rasab. It's a rotating installation with symmetrical composition of 12 mirrors. You can look through it and either see yourself or completely eliminate yourself as a viewer. Also, all night we have the Pixel Pioneers exhibition open on the 5th floor. And up again on the terrace, we have a tarot reading by Maria de Los Angeles. So if you'd like to get your tarot read, now is the time. Okay, on to the collective for the night. We have Frankie Sticks representing Fugazii today. Hey, Frankie, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. It's nice to be here. The fun thing is, one fun fact, I drive by this building almost every day. And so many times I drove by and I thought, yo, I want to throw a party out here. So, no, tonight is the night.
Now you got it. And I think it's going to be an amazing evening. I'm really excited to, see what you guys cook up. I want to maybe start, you can introduce Fugazii a bit. Tell us a bit about the collective, and then also maybe how it started. What was the inception story like for Fugazii? I'll hand it over to you.
All right, for sure. I think it all originates back to like 2023. We all were in a different spaces like DJs. I was playing hip hop, R&B, a lot of the like those kind of parties, and Gyatso was also doing that, and we just threw a party in Mono, and it had no name, but it also had no really particular direction. But the only thing is, we wanted to like just play some stuff that was sitting on our USB for a while, and so we kind of hit it off, and like these nights were instant success. I think we threw like maybe 6 editions in Mono, all sold out. And the funny thing was, like, I think in that time, Rotterdam didn't really had a party like our party. So also what we heard from people is they also didn't know where they were going through. Like they didn't understand the musical, like the genres and stuff like that. But it was just like attraction towards energy, towards dancing, towards clubbing. So I think it was a perfect moment in time to start something new, because Rotterdam needed that in back that time.
That's amazing. I think whenever I see videos from Fugazii, it's always insanely packed. Like the energy is quite crazy compared to maybe sometimes you have parties where it's insanely good music, but the crowd just doesn't show up, just maybe because it's not as accessible or people don't know about it. But I think for Fugazii, it was really, you could see people showing up and enjoying the music, dancing, and also, I think, connecting with these genres that maybe weren't necessarily that popular, at least in the Dutch scene. I'm curious about kind of the sound, because you mentioned a bit what kind of genres you guys usually play, but maybe from you, I'd like to hear what's the kind of sound of Fugazii when you think of the collective and the kind of parties that you guys throw, and also maybe what drew you to these genres. You can also personally answer as your DJ journey as well.
Nice. So yeah, I think it's always been a reflection of the musical careers of me, Gyatso, and Zap. So we all went by so many different phases, also in our own, like in our personal DJ journey for the last 3 years. So it started out as a party where we played some ghetto house stuff, a lot of booty bass, baila funk, bubbling, a lot of UK garage, also a lot of jungle. Eventually, everyone took their own route. So Zep was mainly focused on breakbeats, jungle, and UK. Guy had like a big techno phase after a while, and always stay close to a lot of Baltimore club and a lot of ghetto house. And I think since the last 1.5 years, I've been doing the party by myself, and now since a half a year, River has also joined the team, so we're now with 2, because Zep moved to LA. Guy is also going places, so I think nowadays we focus on a lot of club music, Baltimore club, Jersey club, Philly club, ghetto house, juke, footwork, that kind of stuff, but always keep the door open for, just like tonight, like Blaze is gonna like do the closing set. I think it's gonna be a lot of like UK garage, a lot of jungle. So it's a big mix of a lot of genres. So and I think it also resonates with a city like Rotterdam, where it has so many different musical influences. So it doesn't need to be like one specific thing, because the city is also that, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I think Rotterdam, like the diversity of communities that exist here, maybe also push people into being more open-minded with different genres that maybe you wouldn't necessarily expect. Also things that really have roots in like the US and the UK specifically. I also know that you guys have booked like legendary names in these genres. You've had parties where you have DJ Assault or Detroit in Effect in the lineups. How has that been for you guys? And what do you also pay attention to when like curating lineups for your parties and events?
It's interesting, because like I think the first 3 years we only did parties with the 3 of us, so no one else in the lineup. Maybe sometimes a friend who did like the warm-up, but a lot of times it's just we make the flyers, we check the club, and yeah, so it feels like a very DIY situation. And now since I think we started booking like international acts since like a year ago. So and from there on, we did like every month an artist. So we had Assault, we had Bastian Goat, Detroit in Effect, DJ Swisha, Black Rave Culture, Regal 86. So it's a nice lineup of like all these key figures in their own genre and their own sound to also bring back or like show actually Rotterdam where it originates from, you know. So I think that's also very important of like building a party, but eventually also book the people who like make the songs and like where the genres originate from. You know, I think that's very important.
It's almost like a history lesson into the genre in a way. And there's also a lot of local talents that you book as well, and like up and coming DJs either from the Netherlands or even just Rotterdam itself. And I think it's cool to see younger people continuing older genres and also kind of keeping newer genres flowing and not let them die out. I really like that you guys work with big names, but also newer names that end up becoming quite big because of your parties as well. I think you guys do a really good job of curating these lineups that are versatile and yet fit together really well. Do you have an approach when you book local artists? Like, how do you find local artists? Is it just through your own network, or do you have a way that you approach finding out new DJs basically?
I love music, so I'm always checking out sets. Sometimes also through Operator. Shout out to Operator, you know, doing the Lord's work. But also a lot of DJs who start, they actually come to our parties, so they already know the vibe, and so it's a little bit of a combination of like people who we see online, but also a lot. I think maybe 80% we meet in the club, and I think that's the best way.
Yeah, the club is honestly, obviously it's a social space as well, and it's a good place to kind of create these bonds and not only see it as a place to party, but also to just meet like-minded people that gravitate towards the genre that's playing. So yeah, I think it's you guys are doing a really good job on that. Oh yeah, go for it.
Also say one thing for like all the listeners at home. You know, like our DMs are also always open, so we read every message, we check everyone out. So, because maybe some people are not able to go to the club or they're just too far away. We check everything, you know. So we're always open for new discoveries, new talents, new music. So.
Yeah. So slide up on Fugazii's DMs. I think also I really like your guys' social media presence to begin with. I think you have a very like organic way of promoting parties that obviously it's a job in itself to market an event series or party, but there's a kind of genuine and raw way that I think you guys go about it, which I really... Do you have something to say about yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's also fun because, you know, I'm 35 and Zep is, I think, 26, 27? I think it's 27. So also his way, he's like a marketing genius, you know. If you see his visual style, his way how he has his own take on promoting stuff. So I also learned a lot in the last years just working with him how to promote a party that is not just a flyer, but how you can do it in different ways, you know. So it also has been very eye-opening to work with fresh minds who, yeah, take their own take and go against the grain in like the whole promotion game, because it's a lot with all these ads and I don't know, visual overload. So that's cool.
Yeah, it can be, I think, quite overwhelming. And also, at the end of the day, what's important is the music and the community. And you, as DJs, are promoting mainly that. But there is kind of this way of going about things where it doesn't feel like you're selling your soul or becoming like a marketeer instead of a DJ. And I think, yeah, you guys do a really good job on.
It's actually just like we just post videos and photos, and the rest does it. You know, it doesn't lie.
If the music is there and it's good, then yeah, people will flood to it.
And I think it's not only the music; it's also the party, the people. The people will make the party, you know, because in the end, we just play music in a room, and like the crowd you attract, and also Mona has been a great like first home because there's something magical about that place. If you throw a party, people just want to go crazy because it's a weird club. It's a white club. The DJ booth is in the middle on the floor. Before everyone was doing that shit, so I don't know. It always attracted some like form of energy of crazy like nights. So I think that has been also more than half of it, you know.
Yeah, there's definitely, I think, a certain kind of crowd that you would see at a Fugazii party, and then it could also surprise you who you end up meeting, and I don't know who ends up going to these parties. I remember when I first moved to Rotterdam, actually, Mona was a huge thing, and then I'm glad that it made a comeback, and that there's still like a big crowd that is supporting the venue and also having very iconic parties that are, I think, remembered for years to come, honestly. And you guys are, I think, also trailblazing in that. So, so I'm also curious, maybe you can talk a bit about the lineup for today, what we can expect from the artists. I know you yourself are not playing actually today, but you mainly worked on yeah, booking the DJs, so maybe you can tell a bit about that.
I think tonight is I thought, you know, it's the first night in a while that I didn't put myself on the lineup because I think it's also other people's place to shine, you know, and take a good spot. And I think one of the people who deserve that the most in Rotterdam in this time is DJ Blaze. He's been sending me so many unreleased tracks the last couple of months. He has a project on the way, and I think we're gonna hear something about that from that project tonight. And he's a great friend, a good DJ. So I think like it was the first name was like, okay, he has to play this spot. You know, he has to close this night. The rest of the lineup is Fort Beige from the Ruggeds. They're also doing something tonight. I can't tell a lot, but something is going to happen. And we got Am Solai. She actually started at Fugazii with her first gig, and she's been doing great. She's been killing a lot of stages. So it's happy to have her back. She moved to Amsterdam, so we're happy to take her back to Rotterdam tonight. And last but not least, we have Max Snooze. He's also been a regular at his parties. He's been coming for years to our events. He's a great musical selector. If you look at his IG, you see just so many videos of like, I think every day he drops like a video with like, oh, these are 10 UK tracks you have to listen to. So I think he was already on my list for a long time, so it's a family affair tonight.
Nice, I'm glad to hear it. It's really nice that you can book a lot of legendary names, but then also have space for people that have been with you in the community for years. I think that's important to do, and I like that approach, exactly. So I'm wondering if there's any highlights from the past year with Fugazii. I know you guys have gone through some changes, but what have been some highlights for you?
Dan, there's so many highlights. I'm looking at River. I think a big highlight was last month, man. We did the block party outside at Brutus with the Amen Collective. That went crazy. We did a party outside till 1 o'clock in the night. That was dope. Um, and also, low-key, a highlight was the night when we invited the DJs from Seoul, Wave Korea, and these are like DJs who you won't think in the first place if you see the name Fugazii, but I think they surprised the whole room. The energy went crazy, and it actually reminded me of the fact where we started. Because sometimes when you are in your bag and you're becoming maybe a little bit more puristic about your music taste and all this stuff, and you tend to forget something sometimes a little bit to have fun, you know, like to not take things only your way. So when these guys were playing the stage, they surprised me, and I think also the whole room. So it was very refreshing to see people from the other side of the world who, actually killed the night. So that was definitely a highlight, and maybe tonight the new highlight.
I mean, I guess we'll see. I think it's cool that there's highlighting not just like local scene or people from kind of these legendary cities, but there's people that are playing these genres, I guess, everywhere. I think they were from Korea, right? They were from Korea, right? I believe. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't expect that. I think I was working actually that night at Time, and it was a super sick night. It's at some point the night can die off, and I can say that till the very end there were people going crazy.
Actually, that was one of the most hottest nights I've ever experienced in my DJ career, because it was on the day. It was the most warmest day of Holland in forever, I think, and we were doing a party in Mono, and I think the last 10 minutes of my set, I had like difficulty breathing because it was so hot and there was not a lot of oxygen, but everyone was dripping. It felt like the Nelly clip, you know, when it's getting hot in here. That is the first time I was in the club. I was like, this is what it feels like.
And people still stayed till the end, which I think is a big feat. I also remember it was hot as fuck, but like, it was also hot as fuck in the right ways, you know?
It was dope. It was cool.
Okay, maybe one last question. You obviously have been doing this for a while now, and I'm wondering what are any future plans, and what can we expect from you guys going forward with Fugazii? And we have River here as well, joining us the last minute.
You know, if we talk about the future, so River joined the gang like a half year ago. I think for the future, we have some dates locked. We're working on some lineups. And the first thing we're gonna do is do an edition with Downtown Festival, just like last year. We booked DJ Spin from the States, legendary footwork producer, DJ. Also Richard from Oakland. He runs a record label, No Bias. You should check that out. And we had Slim Fit, and River is playing, and I'm playing, so it's gonna be fun. Lineup is dropping next week, so this is actually a world premiere. But for that, I don't know. Like, what do you think next year? What will we do?
Well, I don't know how much we can say about next year. I think we got some good plans lined up, but I think it's up to you to decide if we share it or not.
Yeah.
I can drop something, but like, we keep it in the middle. Yeah, because we don't want to spill too much and then not make it true. But I think we got some good stuff on the lineup. I'm definitely excited for Festival Downtown, also because I work for the festival as well. And I think for this lineup, we're kind of debating to go like for a bigger name or go for like a more cult lineup. And I think with Spin and Richard and Slimfoot, we got like a really good balance of like hard hitters. People might not even know about like Richard or something, but when they're gonna hear it in the room, they're gonna be really, really stoked. I'm really stoked for it. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice, I'm stoked as well. I've been saying that we need more footwork parties in Rotterdam. I feel like a severely underplayed genre in this city, or maybe I'm just out of the loop, but I'm happy that you guys are bringing it to the parties in the city. So yeah.
Shout out to Animistic Beliefs, though.
Oh yeah, big shout outs. Yeah, so thank you so much for this little chat, and we're obviously gonna hear from you guys musically the whole night, so I'm super excited. And yeah, thank you for the chat. I appreciate it.
Nice. Thank you for being here, giving us the place to always express our music, to share our music with the world. Thank you for the whole operator gang. And yeah, let's make it a fun night. Let's go. Snooze is gonna start after this, so stay tuned, lock in, and dance.
Nice. Any last words?
No, yeah, just shout out to operator as well, holding it down for the culture, and let's get it tonight.
Shout out operator, shout out Fugazii. Let's go, and thank you for the heartfelt, touching message as well. Cheers.
And thank you. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you so much. Okay, before we start, I'm going to quickly go through some cultural happenings this weekend. So if you want to continue your night, you can head on down to Time is the New Space. We have Pauza back at Time, which is really exciting. Last time I danced my ass off, so I'm really excited for Pauza being back at Time. Yeah, this is for all the bass heads. If you like bass, I think you're gonna enjoy this one. We have Conduct Disorder, Ambu Bamboo, Thais, and also a producer I really like, bass head favorite, Georgie. So I think it's gonna be a really, really sick night. Yeah, and I recommend everyone to head there after this. There's also, if you want a chiller evening, we have Sonor, the listening bar in Delfshaven. They will be having a collab with Massa Rotterdam, so this is for all the foodies. There's a pop-up mezcal and antojitos and Latin music stand. And at Mono, which is where Fugazii started, there's a summer cafe, so if you want to head there, I believe it's until 2 a.m. as well. And then if you want to continue on till the early hours, there is a club night happening at Export as well. This is definitely for those that are big on techno. We have Iro, Ozo, and Rod. It's going to be very cinematic and emotional night. Yeah, definitely the melodic side of techno. So if you like that, you can go there. I believe it's till 6 a.m. And yeah. Oh, and a quick forecast before I hand things off to the Fugazii crew. Today the sun goes down at 9:05, so we still have a bit of time, and you can always head to the terrace to watch it from the rooftop. And the temperature of the night, it's a bit cooler today. We have 26 degrees and lowering. Feel like a weather reporter right now when I'm saying all this. Yeah, that's all from me. I want to thank you all for being here or tuning in from home as well. And yeah, enjoy the last evening of this rooftop escapade. I'm gonna hand it over to Max Snoozes from Fugazii. Enjoy your night, and thank you for listening to Before Sunset Radio.